Basketball quarterfinal matchup featuring the Mount Allison Mounties and the Crandall Chargers. At this time, we will ask that you please rise if you are able for the playing of our national anthem as performed today by Haley McDonald.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Qu'à t'embrasser, porter les pères, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
One, two, test, test. Test, test. Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear you, but that's fine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second quarterfinal, between the Crandall Chargers and the Mount Allison Mounties. Just getting set for tip-off here. Crandall in their white and Mount Allison in their traditional garnet and gold. Ray Perkin here on the call, joined by Brett Butler. Ready to bring you the call as we're just getting set to tip off. Tip won by Mount Allison. Scaio Isaiah with it, down to Tim Allison. Allison up top to Eddie Surer. Surer spin move in the paint, puts up a jumper, and the first points of the game go to Eddie Surer of the Mounties.
Mount Allison definitely has the size advantage here in this matchup. Look for them to work it inside.
Speaking of working it inside, there's Devon Glenn in the paint. Kicks it back out to Mark Hofer. Hofer's shot goes up and no good. Surer brings it back the other way. Here's Isaiah now. Looking for Ellison down low. He's going to be the catalyst of a lot of the Mounties' offense here this evening. Lays the body on Hofer there and falls, and he's going to get called for a travel.
Great defensive possession there from the Crandall Chargers. Quick note, I believe Tim Ellison is related to our photographer this evening, Greg Ellison. You'll see him around on the court with the yellow pants, the black patches.
This is Sasha Gauthier up ahead for Keegan Gray. Gray looking for Glenn in the paint, decides to kick it out again to Hofer. Gauthier now. Now they work it into Gray. Gray kicks it out again to Hofer. Hofer back to Gray, and he gets the jumper from right underneath the hoop to go, and this game's tied up.
Great pass there. Little underhand shovel pass, easy layup.
Now Jonas Monroe with it for Mount Allison. He's been on a hot streak lately. Kicks it over to Surer. Now to Allison. Allison directing some traffic again, laying the body. You mentioned the size advantage, Brett. But Crandall comes away with the turnover, and it's turned right back over. That's Ryan Norris stealing that pass underneath the hoop.
Yeah, a lot of length for this Mount A team. 6'10", Tim Ellison, tall glass of water down there in the block.
Yeah, and Jonas Monroe measuring at 6'5", Ryan Norris at 6'6", also out there in the starting lineup, but it's Devon Glenn back the other way. Can't get the layup to go, and it's Ellison collecting the rebound. Up ahead to Monroe. Monroe looking into the corner for Isaiah. Back for Norris. Norris gets around Gray. And Hofer, and deposits an easy jumper to extend the lead to 4-2. Gauthier now. Gauthier over to Glenn. Devon Glenn. It's Daniel Hawks with it now. Over to Gauthier. Gauthier back to Gray. Not backing down from the much bigger Norris. Gets it down low to Hofer. Can't get the layup to go. And once again, it's Ellison back the other way with the rebound.
Ellison doesn't get a block there, but without a doubt changing the shot, affecting the offense of the Chargers.
Monroe now. Isaiah thinks about a three-pointer, but passes it off. Now it's Ellison all alone underneath the basket. I think Hofer fell on the play.
Yeah, got a little tied up with someone else's feet, lost his footing, easy deuce.
Worth noting, Mount Allison is hosting the national championships. Hofer now. He's a shooter, so watch for him from beyond the arc. And right on cue, Hofer just a little short, but rebound collected by Hawks. Can't get the follow-up layup, and it's Ellison with at least his third rebound here in the early stages of the first quarter.
And again, Ellison didn't even attempt to block that shot, but there's a 6'10" guy standing in between you and the basket. That's going to change the way you shoot.
Quick scan of Crandall's starting lineup. 6'4", the tallest member of their starting lineup. And Ellison uses his height to his advantage there, but Hofer with a good takeaway. As Crandall looking to find some traction offensively now. Gauthier back for Hofer, another three-point attempt. Good on that one, as Hofer now 1 for 3 from beyond the arc.
If he can hit and draw Ellison out, that'll change a lot of what the Mounties want to do on defense.
Isaiah now guarded closely there by Gray. Gets it down to Ellison, in for the paint for Surer. Surer jump shot goes, and Mount Allison extends their lead back to 3.
Pretty looking jump shot there.
Quick release by Surer too. Glenn over to Gray. Gray waiting for something to open up. Now finds Sasha Gauthier. Gauthier puts up a three. That one rims out. And it's Surer back the other way for Mount A to Isaiah. Isaiah now watches Norris go by him down low. Back up top for Ellison. Over to Surer. Surer, another pretty jumper there. Gets it to go. 2 in a row for Eddie Surer. Mount Allison opens the lead to 5. Gauthier now. Crosses half court. Watched by Surer. Now Gauthier after the switch. Gets it to Glenn. Glenn gets around Surer. Puts up a jumper of his own. That's just short. And Surer has the rebound back the other way for the Mounties. 5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Surer. 3 in a row now for Eddie Surer. Opens up a 7-point lead, and it's 12-5 for the Mounties.
Got the shooter's roll off the rim on that one.
Glenn now. Over to Gauthier. Gauthier looking for Hawks. And I think Jonas Monroe is going to get called for maybe a block here. No, he's going to get called for a hold. Thought they were going to call the block, but definitely contact made between Monroe and Hawks. That's our first foul of the game.
Fast-paced opening quarter here, as we just experienced a very close game in the Holland and who did they just beat? UMBSJ.
Yeah.
It was a 2-point game at the end. It was really a 5-point game, but there was a half-court three-pointer hit at the buzzer by the St. John Seawolves.
And Holland had a big lead late in that game too, so UNBSJ clawed back. And speaking of clawing back, there's Daniel Hawks cutting the lead to 5. Still early stages here, again, just across the halfway mark of the opening quarter. It's Keith Rowan into the game for Mount A. Into the corner for Surer. Surer back for Rowan, steps around Hawks, puts up a 3. That's well short, and Hofer has the rebound. Gauthier now back the other way for the Chargers. Sasha Gauthier trying to get around Monroe. Loses the handle on the ball, and Monroe's going to knock that out of bounds. I think they're going to say that possession was not controlled by Monroe, so 13 on the shot clock here for the Chargers. Hawks will look to inbound. Again, a lot of shooters on this Crandall team. And that inbound pass knocked right back out of bounds by Keith Rowan. Fresh legs into the game.
That should have been an easy steal for Rowan. Right into his hands. He lets it bounce off his chest and back out of bounds.
Gabe Powder into the game now, taking out Monroe. So some of the size out of the game for Mount A with Norris and Monroe on the bench, but we'll see if Crandall can take advantage. Hofer from 3, gets it to go, his second of the quarter.
And that's not good if you're Mount A. Giving up three-pointers with your biggest defender having to come out to the perimeter. That's going to change things.
Into the paint for Ellison. Looking for Powder. Loses the handle on it, and it's Hawks back the other way. Can tie it up with a layup here, and he'll do just that. The 7-point Mount A lead evaporates. Isaiah now. Miscommunication almost there with Rowan, but gets it up ahead to Surer. Now down low for Powder. Powder responds with a layup of his own. Good find there by Isaiah on the pass.
Good backdoor cut. They beat the press. As soon as they crossed half court, there was no defense on the back end.
Ethan Culberson into the game now. Gets it for Hawks. Had the layup a moment ago that tied the game, but Crandall finds themselves down 2 again. Hofer takes the pass from Gray. Hofer, a little bit of contact there from Ellison. And Hofer's going to go to the line for 2. Worth noting, the last time Crandall played in this gym was a high-scoring 104-101 win by Holland College. But the second half, a number of Crandall players, including Hofer and Gauthier, among others, were lights out from beyond the arc. So watch for them maybe to heat up again here with some familiarity of the gym now.
Potentially the longest free throw routine you'll see in this tournament.
Yeah, and Hofer makes no mistake on the first one. Cuts the lead to 1. Can tie the game up with a make here. And no mistake on either free throw for Hofer. 2:59 now left in the first quarter. Game tied at 14. Both coaches going to their benches early and often here, getting their many of their players into action here. Maybe get them accustomed to playoff atmosphere. Say it's about a 50-50 split in terms of fans in the gym cheering for either team. Rowan now finds Monroe. Monroe from beyond the arc. A little long. Isaiah battles for the rebound, and it's going to be, I think, Mount A ball, judging by the reaction from the Mount A women's team in the corner. And there's the signal from the official. It is Mount A ball. Shot didn't hit the rim, so only 5 on the clock.
Mentioned lots of fans for both teams. I believe both teams within 2 hours drive, so a lot of fans making that trip.
Powder now, over to Rowan. Rowan for 3 to beat the buzzer, doesn't hit the rim. And with Isaiah taking the rebound, it'll be a shot clock violation against the Mounties. Good team defense once again by Crandall.
Tyree Cooper, former Hurricane, back in his home gym, playing for a different team.
Cooper looking for Glenn, but covered well by the Mounties. Now Hawks takes a 3. Hawks, unlucky bounce there, but Glenn takes the rebound. And Glenn's shot, I think those 2 shots hit every part of the rim, but neither of them dropped, so it's still a tie game. Rowan, other way for Mount A. Isaiah for Surer. Surer and Cooper, that's going to be a fun battle to watch if those 2 end up against each other most of the game. Monroe now. Spins and shoots. No good. Surer tight ropes the end line, gets it out to Isaiah, and Isaiah puts the Mounties back up ahead. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Long stretch pass for Hawks. He can't handle it. It was a little behind him. Hawks now for Cooper. Over to, that's Colby McIntosh. Back up for Culberson. Culberson drives the lane and gets it to go. Ties the game right back up. Under 90
drive.
seconds to go.
Really tough finish there in traffic.
Again, Hawks not a big player by any means, but using what size he does have to his advantage there, as now it's Keith Rowan. Stutter steps before taking the dribble, and he's going to get called for the travel. So minute 13 left. Ryan Norris checking back into the game for the Mounties. Tied up here at 16. Crandall will have possession in the backcourt. Culberson now. Gets it over to McIntosh. McIntosh to Cooper. Devon Glenn directing traffic. McIntosh takes it under the hoop, and that's definitely a foul on Ryan Norris. Going for the block.
McIntosh looked a bit surprised to receive that one so quickly. He blinked and it was in his hands.
Good find there by Cooper to find McIntosh underneath the basket, who had slight positional edge on Norris, which gave him the foul.
Another unique free throw routine here. Takes a few steps back. Wild footwork before he shoots, too. Very unique.
First attempt, no good. Mount A women's team making lots of noise in the far corner. And 0 for 2 goes McIntosh, and Ellison gets up over everyone to collect the rebound. Under a minute left here, so only a couple of possessions left in the quarter. Mount A looks to make good on theirs here as Norris drives the hoop. Tough battle by Ellison to get the rebound and the basket.
I think he's talking some bull junk on the way back, too. Ellison feeling himself.
2-point lead now for the Mounties. Crandall looking to answer with what could be their last possession of the quarter. Mount A will likely get another, and they will as Powder with the takeaway, but turns it right back over. And great athletic play there by Surer to take the pass away as Cooper was in behind him. And now there's no shot clock for the Mounties. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Surer looking for a little space. Finds some. Drives the hoop and gets the basket. Mount A bench looking for an and one. They're not going to get it. And Mount A will go into the quarter break with a 4-point lead.
Isaiah was on the court as a bench player arguing that no call. Pretty surprised the referees allowed that.
But it is Eddie Surer with a bunch of points in that first quarter, springing the Mount Allison Mounties to a 20-16 first quarter lead. We'll take a quick break here and rejoin you in a minute for the second quarter.
I'm a Canadian dairy farmer.
I'm also a biodiversity helper.
And a soil guardian.
It's regenerative agriculture.
And it's one of the ways I protect the land for tomorrow.
Yep, I do that.
Working towards a sustainable future. That's Dairy Farming Forward.
We're in!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for second quarter action, ACAA men's basketball quarterfinal action. Mount Allison Mounties leading the Crandall Chargers 20-16 as we enter the second quarter here. Quick correction, apologies to Mark Hoffer, as I was corrected on my pronunciation in that first quarter. Hoffer with a couple of three-pointers leads the way for Crandall, and Eddie Surer leading the way scoring-wise, but worth noting, the ACAA leader in rebounds per game, Tim Ellison, certainly making an impact in that category in the first quarter, Brett.
Yeah, definitely. With the defender, look at the height difference there between Hoffer and Ellison. Hoffer listed as 6'1", Ellison listed as 6'10". You think you might want to get the ball down low to there.
And it is Crandall who will have the first possession here in the second quarter. Sasha Gauthier over to Tyree Cooper. Hoffer is directing traffic on the free throw line as Glenn runs by. Now Hoffer looking for Glenn on the backdoor pass. Crandall looking to find a little bit of consistency here as Hoffer with his third three of the game, and if he heats up from distance, look out.
Hoffer might force a sub for Ellison. What a defensive play.
Hoffer steps in front of that pass and into the corner, just a little too far for Culberson there.
That's like the third or fourth time we've seen a turnover turn into another turnover.
Powder now gets it inbound for Rowan. Powder and Rowan playing keep away. Now it's Isaiah with it. Allison back for Isaiah. Isaiah stripped as he was going to the hoop, and they're going to call a foul. I think it's going to be on Devon Glenn. Yes, it is. And Isaiah's going to go to the line for two.
Do you think Isaiah lifts weights? Man alive, the size of his arms and shoulders.
He's listed as 6'3", 214. Fans who have heard me commentate other Holland College basketball games have heard me use this expression before, but it's almost like Gaio Isaiah is a linebacker playing basketball.
Yep.
Of course, D'Angelo Woodside for Holland College is more like a defensive end.
Yeah, no kidding.
Isaiah makes good on those free throws. Mount opens up a three-point lead once again. Cooper now calling the play. Looks to get around Powder, has a lane, and it's a nice layup there. Good take by Tyree Cooper.
A nice screen denial. Had the defense expecting him to go off the screen. Opens the door for the baseline drive.
Now Norris in a one-point game. Rowan puts up a long two, gets that to go. Much to his delight. Opens up a three-point lead once again as the teams both starting to find some consistency offensively. Back and forth here to start second. Hoffer bobbles it. He was looking to go up for three again. Good take there on Ellison, but it's Powder in the path of that pass. Now it's Rowan for the Mounties, directing traffic. Clears Powder, looking for Ellison down low, and they're going to call Cooper for a push as Ellison looked like he was a little off balance going up for that one.
And Cooper's so much smaller that he's able to get almost below the hip level of Ellison. And if you're trying to push someone backwards there underneath your hips, they're not going to move very far.
Cooper well built as well, though, so a decent battle could develop there. Ellison takes the inbound, uses his body to get inside position, and Hoffer's going to get called for the foul. And Ellison, who I believe is Mount Allison's leading scorer on the season, is going to go to the line for 2.
There's no way no one has coined the term Mount Ellison before. But I'm going to take credit for it right now.
Ellison good on the first attempt. Mounties now with a 4-point lead. Ellison can push it to 5 here.
Folks, are we playing FIBA ball or there we go. That should be a lane violation.
And on the miss, but it's Rashawn Ferguson on the rebound, misses.
Crandall had too many people inside the arc for that rebound. That should have been blown down.
Gauthier now, a little bit of space as he catches Ferguson going the wrong way. Jump shot from the free throw line, narrows the lead once again. Rowan loses the dribble, gets it to Ferguson. Ferguson looked like Cooper got a hand on that, but it's Isaiah. Nice floating jumper, gets that to go. Cooper now, I think he was looking for, or hoping Hoffer would take a clean break into the paint, but Hoffer stopped. Ellison falls again. It's 2 or 3 times here in the first half he's gone down. Gauthier collects the rebound. Glenn back to Gauthier. Gauthier with loads of time, but short on the 3. And Ferguson now gets it to Isaiah. Gaio Isaiah now, bringing the ball up for Mount Allison. Looking to get inside position on Keegan Gray, back up to Tim Ellison. Don't know if Ellison's taken many 3-pointers yet this year. There's one.
Dial it
right
up.
on cue, and Tim Ellison. 7-point lead for the Mounties.
Goodness me. That's going to be a problem if he starts hitting those jump shots.
You would expect someone of his build to get most of his points from right underneath the basket, but good perimeter shot there from Ellison. Speaking of perimeter shots, Sasha Gauthier answers back with a big 3 for Crandall. And again, Crandall, not a lot of size, but a lot of shooters. So if Gauthier and Hoffer can heat up, that could spell trouble for the Mounties defensively. Double team defensively there, and Gauthier takes it away, but knocks it out of bounds. So it will be Mount A ball.
Devon Glenn for the Crandall Chargers checking out right now. He's number 2 for the Chargers. He leads the league in steals per game. Absolute menace on the defensive end.
And didn't catch who called the timeout. Timeout called by head coach Steve Chapman of the Mounties. Again, worth noting, Tim Ellison, the league's leading rebounder on the regular season, and that 6'10 frame has come in handy so far in this first half.
I misspoke earlier. It is Tyree Cooper who leads the Chargers in steals per game. Apologies.
And we talked about the Crandall shooters. Daniel Hawks leads the league in 3-point percentage, but watch for Hoffer and Gauthier to take the bulk of the 3-point shots here for the Chargers, facing a 4-point deficit. Chargers are in foul trouble here as well as a team. 3 already in the quarter.
Part of why Crandall's shooting so many jump shots from outside the perimeter, it's really tough to get inside against a big team like Mount Allison. And longer shots mean longer rebounds, another good thing for smaller offensive rebounders. Assistant coach Alex Robichaud, shout out from Bathurst, New Brunswick, giving Mark Hoffer some defensive pointers there. I think that was for screen defense.
Mount A ball here, 6:35 left in the second quarter. Mount A with a 4-point lead. Surer takes the inbounds. He had most of Mount A's offense in that first quarter. Quiet here so far in the second. Ellison, jump shot from the corner of the key, doesn't get it to go. Strong rebound there by Isaiah, who deposits it back. He was looking for an and 1, but I think he'll take the 2.
Strong guys get a bad rap. They get hacked, they don't move because they're so strong, and they don't get a foul call against them.
Cooper now over to Hoffer. think both guys could have taken a three-point attempt there, but it's Keegan Gray down low. Kicks it out now for Cooper. In on Ellison, spin move. Wonder if Ellison disrupted that shot as that shot went wide right. Ellison now bringing the ball up for the Mounties. Gets it back to Surer. Back over to Ellison. Thought about a three. Now in low to Monroe. And Monroe from just below the free throw line gets that to go for the Mounties.
Yeah, Crandall's dropped into his zone on defense. If Mount A keeps hitting jump shots, they won't be able to stay in it for very long.
Gauthier now thought about a three. Over to Gauthier. Hawks. As Monroe looked like he lost his balance in the key. Cooper, good take on Ellison. And Ferguson almost put it back into his own net. But it is Surer now after that narrow catastrophe. Surer for three. Can't get the roll, and it's Cooper controlling the rebound for Crandall. Cooper for Hoffer. Hoffer up top for Hawks. Now Gray, three-point shot. A lot of arc on that. It's just short. Cooper surprised to get that rebound pass, but corrals it, calms things down now for Crandall. Gauthier looking for the pick and roll with Hoffer. They get it, but it's Hawks in the corner. Another high three-point shot, and the leading three-point percent shooter gets a big one there to cut the lead to 5.
He can't believe it himself. He thought that one was short, too high of an arc, but shooters find a way.
Was up against the shot clock there too. 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. Isaiah looking for someone to open up, kicks it back out for Surer. Another three-point shot. And with contact after the shot from Cooper, Surer's going to go to the line for 3.
Foul was called a hit. I was thinking it was obstructing the landing area of the shooter, maybe getting underneath where he's about to land. I saw him go down after the shot. Pretty dangerous situation there.
Whatever the call was, I think we can agree that there's definitely some contact made.
Absolutely.
And Surer now will have a chance to open the lead up again. Good on the first try. Again, he's going to go to the line for 2 more. Some Crandall fans making noise in the far corner, but Surer undeterred. Opens up a 7-point lead and can make it 8 with a make here. And Eddie Surer, 3 for 3 from the line, so makes good on the attempts, and it's an 8-point deficit now for Crandall as Sasha Gauthier watched very closely there by Isaiah. Gauthier now gets around Isaiah into the corner. That's Culberson. 3-point shot hits every part of the rim and out, and it's an and 1 for Mark Hoffer.
One of those cases where the low man wins. 6-1 Mark Hoffer. Offensive rebound in the trees. Puts it back, plus the foul.
It's interesting. Hoffer not in the top 5 in scoring in the ACAA, which is a bit surprising. He's had a couple of big offensive games this season for the Chargers. Well on his way to another one here with another 3-point play. I believe that puts him into double digits. We can get stats at halftime, but Hoffer certainly keeping Crandall in it.
He's got a really tough assignment, working hard against Ellison for most of the first half here. Again, playing some strong defense.
Hoffer, I think, was looking for a call there as Ellison used the bodies. And we get a delay of game call as it looked like Isaiah, I think they're going to call him for standing over top of the ball after the hoop.
I could be confused, but I'm pretty sure a delay of game warning is nothing. I thought a delay of game was a technical foul.
Something to keep an eye on for sure. As Gauthier thought about a 3, but Ellison was right in his face, and I don't blame Gauthier for holding back on pulling the trigger on that one. Gauthier now to Hoffer at the top of the arc. And Mark Hoffer on fire here for Crandall.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to call Mount Allison for back over as Monroe left his feet on the wrong side of half court. So an unforced error there by Mount Allison. And down 4, 3.5 to go before halftime. Crandall with a chance to cut into the lead with a bonus possession here. Hawks to Hoffer. For Culberson, into the paint for Hawks. Down low for Gray, spins, and the rebound was corralled there by Ellison. Another rebound for the big man from Halifax.
Crandall moving the ball really well on offense, getting everybody involved.
Man Allison again, most of their offense is going to run through that man Ellison, who gets it into the corner for Norris. Hoffer did a good job of boxing Ellison out. And back the other way, it's Hawks. Reverse windmill layup doesn't go, and Norris looking to calm things down for the Mounties as head coach Steve Chapman yells out instructions. Allison at the top of the key. Looks for a jump shot, now gets it off to Norris. Another three-point attempt for Allison is wide of the mark. And it's Keegan Gray. He was looking long for Hoffer, but they do settle things down now. Gauthier. He's got multiple guys yelling directions to him, but good job not panicking. Hoffer now thought about a long three, now pulls the trigger. That one just short. Gray fighting for the rebound. Great effort there by Keegan Gray to force the jump ball, as it looked like a pair of Mounties had position on him, but he battled through and forced the jump.
First man on the floor. Love that effort.
Gray, a veteran player, using his last year of eligibility. I believe he was at UNBSJ before coming to Crandall, taking an education degree. Allison to Jonas Monroe. Monroe for three. No good, and Mount A struggling to find the range here from beyond the arc. Culberson over to Gauthier. Under 2 minutes to go before halftime. 4-point Mount A lead. Gauthier battling Norris. Gets it over to Hawks. Hawks for Gray. Hoffer now, another three-point shot. That one's wide. Good battle developing here between Hoffer and Ellison.
Don't love that shot selection from Hoffer. He's been making really smart choices, being efficient. That one was a bit forced.
Norris gets around Gauthier. Floater wide of the mark. And I think Monroe landed awkwardly on his ankle here, as he is now struggling to get back into the play. Got back just in time to prevent a pass to a wide open Hawks, though. And Culberson, jump shot goes. Monroe on the limp a little bit.
Yeah, he's got that right Achilles taped under his sock. You can see the K tape coming up. Hopefully that's not a major injury.
That's the foot he landed on. Monroe, an impact player for the Mounties, so potentially a big loss here, but looks to be okay, getting off on his own steam with a limp. It's Emmanuel Adunia coming into the game.
And as soon as he checked in, you could hear the Crandall bench calling shooter in the game.
And I believe Mount A is going to take a timeout here. And they had the ball when the play was blown dead, so it'll still be their possession on the other side of the timeout. Now a 2-point game, and we haven't seen Mount A be able to stretch the lead past more than 7 or 8. Crandall yet to have a lead in this game that I can remember.
Really impressed with Crandall's boxing out, team rebounding, especially limiting the offensive rebounding chances for the much taller Mount Allison Mounties.
And again, we mentioned Tim Ellison had a lot of rebounds in that first quarter. He's been much quieter in that category here in the second. So to your point, good job from Crandall, maybe making some adjustments in between the quarters.
I've noticed a few times Hoffer, his main focus is just moving Ellison out, and then someone else from Crandall's responsibility is to go get that loose ball.
Mounties head coach Chapman working the whiteboard during that timeout, so we'll see what he came up with. I would imagine Allison will be involved in some aspect in the play that they're about to run.
Ellison hasn't been able to get very deep position. A lot of the times the entry has come to the high post on the elbow. And part of that, like I've been saying, the low man able to push Ellison out.
And maybe an adjustment here by Crandall. A 6'6" Sam Moore has checked into the game, probably to keep an eye on Ellison. That is the matchup right now, and Moore right away is going to get called for a reach. They're going to get him for a push, actually. I thought they were going to get him reaching across.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It'll send Ellison to the line in bonus. And that was close. Could have gone either way.
Bonus is in effect now, so despite the fact that it wasn't a shooting foul, Ellison, again, I believe he's Mount A's leading scorer on the season. Makes good on the first attempt. Can push the lead to 4 here. And 2 for 2 from the line does just that, so 2 big points there for Mount Allison potentially. But again, Crandall, lots of shooters on this roster. Culberson over to Hawks. All the way into the corner, long pass to Gauthier. And again, wonder if 6'10 Ellison affected the shot. Good effort by Culberson to strip Norris. 3-point shot doesn't go. Good effort on the rebound by Gauthier, and Culberson, I think Ellison blocked that, and now Ellison
No way.
called for the foul as Gauthier makes good on, I think that was we'll call that a 4th chance opportunity for the Chargers.
That just can't happen if you're Mount Allison. You have the size advantage. You can't be losing the rebounding.
Wonder if Mount A players just got caught sleeping, drifting up the court and weren't aware that there had been a turnover. But Gauthier can make this a 1-point game. Misses on the 3-point play. Looked like there was some contact that went undetected by the officials.
Maybe a finger to the eye, perhaps, and he got hit a few times as he was trying to cover himself up.
30 seconds left here before halftime. Mount A with a 2-point lead. Crandall calls timeout, so we get another break here as that's Daniel Hawks still down on the floor.
Holding his neck. I thought I saw him sort of get blindsided as he was trying to hunch over and cover his eye.
Definitely a physical game so far, but credit Crandall. We've mentioned their size disadvantage a few times here. They're not intimidated by this much bigger, much taller Mount A team.
I've found it's much easier to motivate yourself when you tell yourself a little story saying you're the underdog, that no one else believes in you except the guys in your own huddle. And it sort of seems like Crandall's come in with that attitude.
Crandall does come in technically as the higher seed. Both teams finished with a 9-9 record, but Crandall with the number 4 seed, Mount A coming in as the 5 seed. But safe to say that the matchup has matched the record so far. 9-9 records on the season for both teams, and fairly even back and forth game here so far. But Crandall still looking, I believe, for their first lead of the game.
The tiebreaker, there's actually a 3-way tie at 9-9. Hurricanes, I'm not sure on the protocol for the tiebreaker, whether it's head-to-head points in those matchups or where that ended up, but Hurricanes ended up with the Seawolves in the quarterfinal. Now these two have to slug it out.
I believe Holland College had the tiebreaker over both teams, but it's Devon Glenn ties the game up. Inside 30 seconds here. About a 1-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so maybe Mount A looking to be smart with their shot selection here. Willing to let things wind down. Sir hasn't made much of a move offensively yet. Willing to hang out by half court. Now he cuts in. Gets it down low to Ellison. Hook shot goes. Inside 5 seconds. Glenn up ahead, and that pass behind Culberson. And at the half, Mount A will go in with a narrow 2-point lead in a exciting, physical, back and forth first half of play. 43-41, Mount A with a slim lead going into the break. We'll take a break for about a few minutes here. We'll rejoin you soon for the second half of play. See you in a few minutes.
We're here with Mount Allison Mounties assistant coach Dave Tingley. Dave, pretty close game here. You're winning by 2 points. What's it going to take to be able to hang on with the advantage into the third and fourth quarters?
Well, Crandall does a lot of things really well. They got a lot of guys that can come in and shoot the ball, and they're demons on the defensive end. So we've played them 3 times all year. It's been close. We know what they do well. They know what we do well, and we just got to do what we do well in the second half better than what they do well. What's the experience been like here at Holland College so far with us hosting the championships? Oh, you trapped me with this one. You guys are doing a great job. We love the atmosphere here is great, and we were looking forward to this all weekend, and we hope. The path to the final. If we in Holland meet, that means we're in the final. So, yeah, we're excited. Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks, appreciate it. That is Dave Tingley, assistant coach for the Mount Allison Mounties. They lead 43-41 heading into the third and fourth quarters.
I'm a Canadian dairy farmer.
I'm also a biodiversity helper.
And a soil guardian.
It's regenerative agriculture.
And it's one of the ways I protect the land for tomorrow.
Yep, I do that.
Working towards a sustainable future. That's dairy farming forward.
We're in! Little Caesar slices and sticks with half pizza, half Italian cheese sticks is back, so you'll never fight over dinner again! Get hot and ready slices and sticks for just $7.99, or order online for new jalapeno or bacon sticks for just $1 more. Work in, work out.
Growth requires flexibility, the boldness to try something new, the wisdom to take care of what you already have. To get to know yourself, to step out and connect, to build something.
We're here with Crandall University Chargers head coach Todd McKillop. Todd, you are down by 2 here, but this is far from over. How are you going to be able to overcome the Mount Allison Mounties here?
We just got to keep executing what we do and be a little better defense in the paint. They have the premier big man in the league, and he's playing well. We just got to limit his options close to the rim, and I think we'll be fine.
Well, what's the experience been like so far here at Holland College? What are your thoughts on us hosting the championships?
Everything's been first-rate, class act. Everything was ready for us, and so far, so good.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you.
That's Tom McKillop, the head coach for the Crandall University Chargers. 43-41 for the Mount Allison Mounties. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting set for second half action here at the ACAA Men's Basketball Championships, hosted here in downtown Charlottetown by the Holland College Hurricanes. This quarterfinal matchup, the Mount Allison Mounties leading the Crandall Chargers by a score of 43-41. As we get set for the third quarter, Ray Perkin and Brett Butler here on the call with you in Charlottetown. And Brett, back and forth physical battle in that first half with, I think we can expect much of the same here in the second.
Yep, absolutely, Ray. Crandall brought the fight to the Mounties, and something that jumped out to me on the stat sheet here, Crandall shooting 42.9% from three, going 6 for 14, while Mount A just 1 for 7 from three-point land, good for 14.3%.
And you mentioned 6 3-pointers for Crandall. 4 of them by Mark Hoffer, who leads the game with 17 points. Tim Allison leading Mount A with 14 points in that first half.
Yeah, that matchup has been where the action's at. Hoffer and Ellison battling it out.
And they're matched up against each other again to start the third quarter. Here's we're underway. Tyree Cooper looking for a lane. Finds one around Ellison, decides to kick it all the way back up to the top. Keegan Gray, 3-point shot just short. Jonas Monroe can't handle the rebound. Looks like he's still a little hobbled as he went off late in that first half.
Good to see him on the court again.
Gray changes direction. Shot clock winding down. Devon Glenn, 3-point shot, gets the roll, and Crandall has their first lead of the game. 30 seconds here into the third quarter.
And a steal for the Chargers.
And
Cooper.
Glenn, long range to Cooper, gets the layup to go. All of a sudden, Crandall with a 3-point lead here to start the second half. Sir for Norris. Ellison battling for inside position. Glenn got a hand on the pass, and Keegan Gray now brings the ball up. Tries to find a lane, but boots it out of bounds, and it'll be Mount A ball.
In all fairness, photographer Greg Ellison was wide open on that play. Good vision.
Gaio Isaiah now inbounding for Eddie Surer, who had 13 points in that first half, many of them coming in the first quarter. Steve Chapman calls the play. Surer finds a lane and draws a foul.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be an and one here. They are counting the basket.
Really impressive body control there from Surer. Not sure if you noticed there, Ray. They had a little ball screen and then a screen on the screener. A little bit of confusion by Crandall. Rotation was a second late.
And Sir, with his quickness, doesn't need much in the way of a lane. Found it and took advantage there, and now can tie the game up with this free throw. Warning being issued here to the Crandall coach.
I think there's some confusion over that foul was on. Tyree Cooper was called for the foul. I didn't think it was going to be on him. I thought it was going to be on the defender in the air. Gray, I think it was.
And Sir makes no mistake, no doubt about that shot. Ties the game up at 46.
We'll have to keep an eye on Tyree Cooper's fouls. He's got 3 personal right now.
Gets it over to Hawks. Hawks now over to Hoffer. Down low for Cooper. Watch there closely by Monroe. Cooper spins and shoots. Can't get it to go. And Allison, that's his 6th rebound of the game. He had 5 in the first half. Sir now.
Crandall's keeping Hoffer on the perimeter, forcing Ellison to play perimeter defense, not on help side.
And good strip there by Hawks, but Glenn lost the handle on it. Norris kicks it over to Allison. No look pass. Down low for Isaiah. Blocked there by Glenn, but great effort by Gaio Isaiah. 6'3", 214, using all 214 of it to muscle his way to that layup. Glenn in for Cooper. Cooper directing traffic. Now uses the dribble. Up for Hawks. 10 on the shot clock now as Hawks, watched by Ellison, spins, kicks it out to Cooper. Calmly puts up a 3. Doesn't get the roll around the rim. And Mount A looking to answer back the other way, up 2. Sir, another lane.
Great
close
footwork.
to a travel, but gets the basket to go.
Bit of an awkward finish. Shooting with his right, jumping off his right. But good job to keep that left from coming down. It would have been a travel.
Good presence of mind by Sir there as he continues his impressive game. Glenn now for 2. Sorry, long 3 gets it to go. And Devon Glenn got his second 3 of the quarter. Sir now, 1-point game. Monroe thought about a 3, gets around Gray. Long range 2 gets it to go for Monroe. Back and forth once again here in the third quarter. We saw a little bit of this in the second. Keegan Gray, veteran player. Over to Glenn. Can he make a 3? He can't. Hit both sides of the rim. And now it's Norris back the other way for the Mounties. He thought about a 3-point shot. Great defense there by Hoffer.
Mounties had Devon Glenn defending Ellison, and they could not get the post entry pass in.
It's a 10-inch difference in height there as Glenn misses his second 3 in a row, and the Mounties with a 3-point lead back the other way. Allison watched by Hoffer all the way into the corner. Good read there by Cooper to take it away. And a great bounce pass into Hawks, who took a little bit of contact and looked like he went down awkwardly on his knee. And back the other way, it's Jonas Monroe for 3. And play will stop as Hawks still down in the far defensive end of the court, or offensive end of the court, excuse me. Crandall coaches, players, and fans wondering why there wasn't a stoppage there with Hawks down all the way back near the opposing baseline.
Unfortunately, Mount A had possession, and unless there's something seriously, like traumatically wrong, they're not going to stop that play until it's out of bounds or Crandall has possession again.
Good to see Hawks up and jogging off under his own steam. Definitely looked like there was a bit of accidental contact there in the paint.
I think he went to plant his foot as he was catching that and rolled over on his ankle. I didn't get a good look at it, but he's in a lot of discomfort down there, holding his foot. Don't want to untie that shoe if you want to keep playing, though.
And with the 3 at the other end by Monroe, all of a sudden Mount A with a 6-point lead. So we've already seen 2 lead changes here in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter after Mount A led for the balance of that first half.
Man, I misspoke. He was loosening his laces to tie it even tighter. Biting his jersey, tying that shoe even tighter. Showing some toughness down there.
So we'll keep an eye on him on the Crandall bench, seeing if he'll come back into the game. Important player on this Crandall team, but they'll have to soldier on in the meantime. Sasha Gauthier into the game for Keegan Gray. Gray steps back on Rowan, now has a bit of space. Doesn't get the roll, follows up on the rebound. Cooper, second chance is good, and Tyree Cooper continues his strong third quarter. Cuts into the lead. Eddie Sir now pick and roll for Ellison, gets it over to Keith Rowan. Now he gets it down low for Ellison, watched there by Mark Hoffer. Good defense there by Hoffer, disrupts the shot attempt by Ellison, and Crandall takes possession. Cooper now in on Sir, and he's going to get a charge call. Looked like Sir maybe got his feet planted just in time.
That's 4 fouls on Tyree Cooper. So that confusion, whether that foul was on him down here earlier in the quarter, that's big time issue now. 4 fouls on one of their key guards.
And we're just at the halfway mark of the third quarter, so we'll have to see how Crandall chooses to deploy him over the last 15 minutes. Monroe looking for his second three in a row, gets the bounce. And Monroe firing up the Mount A fans in that corner as Mount A takes a 7-point lead on Monroe's second three of the quarter. Glenn now looking to answer for Crandall. Scott Culberson in the corner, but matched up against the much bigger Ellison, chooses to take the lane, gets it to Culberson in the paint now, and it's a shot clock violation. Not sure if Crandall was aware of what the shot clock was at. And Mount A will take over.
Give credit to Ellison there. He was matched up against a shifty guard in Devon Glenn, and he stayed with him in the isolation.
Ellison now with the ball, looking for Isaiah at the top of the key. Battles his way in, out-muscles his way to the hoop, but can't get the shot, and it's Hoffer on the rebound. Gauthier now. He'll go up against Monroe, looking for the shot. Draws the foul. Bit of a late call, but safe to say there was a bit of contact there. Monroe not arguing too aggressively.
And the delay on that shot, a lot of refs won't tell you this until you get to know them a bit better, and they'll be a bit more honest, but they wait to see if that shot goes in before they decide to make that call.
Gauthier wide right on the first one. Mount A women's team here supporting their Mountie counterparts. Making lots of noise in that corner. Gauthier will have to fight it off again. Gets the bounce and the roll for that one to cut the lead to 6. And it's Gaio Isaiah now. Cornered there by Gauthier. Good defense by Sasha Gauthier, but Monroe now does take the pass. Punched out there by Keegan Gray. Possession will stay with Mount A, but not much doing on this possession so far for the Mounties. 11 on the shot clock here.
Great ball pressure from the Crandall Chargers on defense. Not giving an inch.
Again, not a close matchup in terms of size and height, but Crandall out-muscling Mount A in some aspects of the game, but Tim Ellison with his first points of the quarter.
Ellison just screamed in the face of the defender after he put that one home. He's fired up.
A lot of emotion in this game right now as Hoffer for 3.
Oh!
Gets the bounce. Hoffer now at 20 points in the game. And it's a 3-on-2. Monroe from the corner.
He's hot, no good.
Doesn't get it to go, but good rebound there by Gaio Isaiah. And the Mounties with an answer to everything Crandall has to offer here in the last few minutes of the third quarter. Gauthier now for Hoffer, another 3. Hoffer can't get the bounce that time, and I believe that's Gauthier going to get called on a foul. Again, Gaio Isaiah measuring in at 6'3", 214. So when you're weighing in at that much, it's going to take a lot to knock you down.
You know, I'm okay with that foul by the Chargers. really crashing the boards hard, showing a lot of heart, undersized, but they're still battling.
And that's going to be the way to out-rebound this Mounties team, is to try and out-muscle them. Rowan now for Monroe. Jonas Monroe. Again, shaken up late in the first half, but has made an imprint here in the second, but that shot airballed, and it's Glenn back the other way. Crandall now for Gauthier. Into the corner. Three-point shot there is no good. And the rebound collected by Powder, and it's Rowan back the other way for the Mounties. Keith Rowan now for Monroe. Monroe puts the shot up. Off-balance shot doesn't go. Allison battling 3 Chargers for the rebound. Draws the foul.
A good fight by Hoffer there to try and box him out, but Ellison just too big. Can't teach that.
And again, we've mentioned it a couple times. If Ellison and Monroe in particular for the Mounties can gain some more traction, they're going to be tough to stop. Ellison with the ball now. Almost lost the handle on it, but gets it over to Surer. Surer, watched there by Jaden Witt. Surer down low for Powder. Reverse layup doesn't go, but it's Witt called for the foul. Witt and Hoffer were both there, but Witt the guilty party.
Now, if I'm on the Mounties coaching staff, I'd be arguing for a goaltend there. I saw a hand get up in the rim. That's moving the backboard and changing how it comes off. That's usually a goaltend if you interfere with the net.
Gabe Powder, no good on the first try. No mistake on the second, and Gabe Powder has given the Mounties an 8-point lead as we hit 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Gauthier now on Ellison. Back up for Hoffer to Gauthier. Watched by Ellison again. And you've mentioned it a few times, Brett. That's where Crandall wants Ellison, is at the top of the paint, but good read there by Isaiah to take that pass away.
And nice active hands on defense in those passing lanes.
Eddie Surer back the other way for the Mounties. Almost loses the handle on it, gets it back. Leaves it for Keith Rowan. Rowan trying to get around Gauthier. Shot clock winding down. Spins the pass into Powder. Powder cuts in. Shot goes up off the rim. Rebounded there by Hawks. Good to see him back in the game.
Is it too easy to say he flew like a hawk to get that rebound?
That shot flies in from Jaden Witt, who has a word for the Mount A fans behind him, but a big three-pointer there to cut into that Mount A lead.
Nothing like the sound of silence in front of some opposing fans.
Allison now takes that floating pass, kicks it back for Surer. Surer's been a dynamo in this game. Loses control, gets it back up for Ellison. Ellison with a big and one for the Mounties. And the big man fired up now. Under a minute left here in the third quarter.
Too big, too strong.
And again, Brett, if you were to boil this game down to one X factor, you'd have to say size playing a role for Mount A here.
Yep, the 3 balls abandoned the Crandall Chargers here in this third quarter. That's what I thought kept them in it. Still showing the fight on the defensive end, but like you said, the height is too much to contend with.
Ellison can't complete the three-point play. And it's Culberson over to Hawks. Hoffer at the free throw line. Nice bounce pass into Jaden Witt, who draws a foul. I think they're going to get Eddie Surer. He's certainly letting the ref know it was him. They're actually going to call Gabe Powder. Must be a mix-up on the numbers. I don't think Powder was close to the shot.
There's no argument from the Mounties, though, so.
No, with Surer and Ellison both being impact players, not to diminish Gabe Powder's role, but 3 points for Powder on the afternoon. But I'm sure they'll be happy to keep Surer and Ellison where they're at in the foul standings as Witt makes good on the first shot attempt. Big Jaden Witt now can make it a 5-point game. A little long on the second attempt, and Sir takes over the rebound. Witt measuring in at 6'4", so another tall player for as far as Crandall goes. Ryan Norris, three-point shot from the corner is long. Bounced off, must have been a couple of players. Powder, last touch. Not happy with it, but possession will go to Crandall. No shot clock here, 23 seconds left in the quarter. Norris applying pressure. One shot here, you got to think, for Crandall. No bonus in effect, so you think Mount A can afford a foul here maybe at the buzzer.
Yep, I'd be taking one, yep. Not sure if they meant to take it there, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
Definitely a good back and forth physical battle there between Gauthier and Norris. Norris isn't happy with the call. I thought they were just going to let it go, as it looked like both players were initiating a fair amount of contact, but they do snag Norris. His third foul of the game. 7.8 on the clock. Hoffer puts up a three. That one is short, and with 1.6 seconds left, maybe a smart play by Norris there just to bat it out of bounds. He probably could have killed the rest of the quarter, but
not sure he was expecting it to be coming in that hot.
It was definitely coming in with some heat as Daniel Hawks saved it from going out of bounds. Maybe a key moment here. Gauthier blocked there by Eddie Sir. A huge block there by Sir at the buzzer. Maybe that's going to give Mount A a little momentum here going into the fourth quarter. A 6-point Mountie lead as we finish up three. 65-59, getting set for the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break here and rejoin you in a minute for the fourth. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. ACAA men's basketball semifinal action here, or quarterfinal, excuse me. Mount A with a 6-point lead as we get set for the fourth quarter here, and Ray Perkin and Brett Butler here on the call. And Brett, we've mentioned it a couple times, Mount A's size has been a huge factor in this game, and you've mentioned it yourself a couple times, even not getting the block, but just disrupting some of those Crandall shots.
Absolutely. Crandall's done a good job of spacing the floor, keeping four on the perimeter. But even then, such length across the board for this Mount A team. Really good interior defenders from guards to the center.
Key player to watch down the stretch here for Crandall will be Mark Hoffer, who leads the game with 20 points unofficially. Eddie Surer and Tim Ellison leading the way for Mount A with 18 each.
Tyree Cooper in the game with 4 fouls to start the fourth. If I'm Mount Allison, we're getting him on-ball defense every possession.
Rashawn Ferguson now with it. Beyond the arc. Gets it to Surer. Surer cuts in around Keegan Gray. Nice off-balance layup there by Eddie Surer. As he continues his strong game, he's up to 20 on the evening. Daniel Hawks now. Hawks guarded by Rowan. In for Cooper. Great play there by Rashawn Ferguson to get a hand on it. Possession will stay with the Chargers.
Both teams have been pretty lax on their execution of the ball screens, allowing way too much space between the offensive players to allow the defender to slip right through.
Hawks on the inbound. Again, Hawks are shaken up in that third quarter. Gets it to Devon Glenn. Three-point shot, no good. Good rebound by Cooper, though. Gets it out to Hoffer. Three-point shot, no good from Hoffer. And Rashawn Ferguson, good strong rebound there by Ferguson. As Sir bobbles that pass into Ferguson. Good ball luck there for the Mounties as Rashawn Ferguson has his first points of the game.
That was a pretty move from Ferguson. Collects himself in traffic. One dribble, spin move, easy lay.
Glenn now to Cooper. Leaves it for Glenn. Fakes a three-point shot. Now steps back on Sir. Loses control of the ball. And Ferguson back up quickly for Ellison. Steps around Cooper. You got to credit Cooper there. That's a really smart play to not get his hands in there on Ellison. But I think it was Keegan Gray who did, and Ellison will go to the line for two.
I'd like to see Devon Glenn, even though he just missed a three-pointer, he had another good look at a three. Trust yourself and let that thing fly.
And we've mentioned the three-point shots for Crandall. They were 6 for 14 at the half. Made 4 of them in the third quarter, but none in the last few minutes. So wondering if their three-point luck maybe was used up in the first 25 minutes or so of the game.
It's really hard to shoot well for a full 4 quarters. And when you're not shooting well, free throws and layups are where you want to get it. Layups are going to be tough against this Mount A team.
Just looking down into that Crandall huddle now, Tyree Cooper, again, sitting at 4 fouls, doing his part to rally the troops. Playing a good leadership role on this team, third-year player from Baltimore. We mentioned some of the shooters for Crandall. Devon Glenn, Mark Hoffer, Daniel Hawks, Keegan Gray, and Sasha Gauthier, the 5 starters. All good three-point shooters. Cooper as well can hit from beyond the arc. Jaden Witt has one today as well. So no shortage of shot talent on that Chargers lineup. But Mount A with a 10-point lead, you got to wonder if they're going to start using the clock to their advantage when they have possession now.
Yeah, there's a fine balance between using the clock and being too passive. We saw Holland College, they were much too passive in the fourth quarter down the stretch in the previous game, and they let the Seawolves claw their way back into it late.
Allison misses the first shot, so we'll see if Mount Allison can learn that lesson that the Hurricanes taught them earlier this afternoon. Allison good on the second attempt. And it's an 11-point game, I believe the largest lead either team has had in this game. Glenn for Hoffer. Over to Cooper, watched by Keith Rowan. Up for Keegan Gray. Hoffer, quick release on the three, a little short. And again, you wonder if Ellison was disrupting that. Physical battle between Hoffer and Ellison.
Yeah, a little bit of shoving on the way back up the court.
9-inch difference in height, but Hoffer not backing down. Rowan now for three. Keith Rowan. Maybe a dagger there for Mount Allison. 14-point lead for the Mounties now. 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Sorry, Brett.
It's all good. I don't have the scouting report, but it looked like they were allowing that shot to get off, almost wanting that shot for the Mounties.
Good answer there by the Chargers, though, as Daniel Hawks with a three-pointer of his own to bring the lead back to 11. Rowan now for Monroe. Both teams, there's lots of three-point talent. Rowan loses control of it. It looked like Hawks may have gotten a hand in there to disrupt it, but I think Rowan did have the last touch.
It appeared it had bounced off his leg. At least that's what the referees are indicating.
So good play at both ends of the court in the last few seconds here by Daniel Hawks. Tyree Cooper now, running point for the Chargers. Directing traffic. Spinning on Rowan. Trying to get a lane. Finds one. Kicks it into the corner for Hawks. Checks his feet. Daniel Hawks has come alive in the third quarter.
And a little look
Fourth
back.
quarter, excuse me.
Takes a peek at the crowd after that one.
And we've seen that a couple times from Crandall shooters. Emotion and physicality have had no shortage in this game. As Jonas Monroe now steps in, off balance layup going down, looking for a foul, but the Mounties will take the 2.
Oh!
Big collision there. And it's Eddie Sir who took the worst of it. Walk us through that one, Brett.
Man, 2 players from the Mounties trying to make a play on that long distance pass. And that was like a midfield collision. Cam Chancellor taking out a receiver. Goodness me. Big time collision.
Looked like Sir and Ferguson, so Sir got the worst of it. Mounties leader offensively in this game, so clinging to an 8-point lead and trying to pull away. Not something that Mount A wants to see here with Sir coming out of the game.
I don't know how both of those guys are still conscious right now. That was a full speed sprint into one each other.
And it will be Mount A possession. I was so focused on the collision that I didn't even see who had last touch on the ball, but Mount A does get possession here. Rowan almost steps back over the half-court line. Looking for Powder, now gets it to Monroe.
Look at Ellison battling down low. They can't get it to him, though. And Crandall pushing him back out.
That shot will not count as the whistle blew well before that shot from Monroe went up. Believe they're going to call the foul on Hoffer. That's his 3rd foul. Some of the Crandall fans were yelling for a football as it looked like Monroe dribbled it off of his own foot. 14 on the shot clock for the Mounties. Gabe Powder. Powder stripped of the ball there. Didn't see who got a hand in. Might have been Hawks again. Hawks will get it. Steps back from 3. Oh! Daniel Hawks. Unbelievable 4th quarter for Daniel Hawks. His 3rd 3, all coming from the same spot. And it's a 5-point Mount A lead.
My man is feeling it down there.
And good defense there by Keegan Gray to knock that out of bounds. Brett, a few minutes ago in the 3rd quarter, we weren't sure if we were going to see Hawks again in this game. But he has come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I took a peek down there, and it looked like he had his ankle taped up by the physiotherapist. He's back on 2 feet and ready to play, making an impact in the 4th. And a silly mistake there by Ellison.
Ellison trying to follow up his 3-point miss. Called for a foul there. Only his 2nd of the game. Good to see Eddie Sir back in the game for the Mounties after that hard collision a couple minutes ago.
I'd be out till next week if I took that kind of hit.
And you got to wonder if the playoff environment may be inspiring some of these players to tough something out. Tyree Cooper, a good take to the hoop. And it's a 3-point game.
Really nice crossover at the top. Finishes the play with the left. Pretty execution.
Great defense there by Culberson to force the turnover. And now Culberson with a 3. Gets the bounce, and we are tied. That corner is the hot corner right now for the Chargers.
Man, oh man.
Sir now looking for Ellison on the pick and roll. Defended well by Crandall. Isaiah now. And we're going to get a travel called, I believe, on Isaiah prior to the pass. So Crandall stepping up from beyond the arc and defensively. And Mount A will take a timeout to try and settle things down. But these Chargers, boy, oh boy, they haven't backed down all game. Down 11 at one point. Sorry, down 13 at one point, but have clawed back to tie this game up.
Man, this is a really easy team to fall in love with. They battle hard, they're undersized, but that doesn't matter. All of them can shoot, all of them defend, and they're going to empty the tank here.
And good team basketball right now by the Chargers as well. We're seeing a lot of great passes, a lot of unselfish play at both ends of the court.
I can't get over how much Mark Hoffer has been the player of the game so far for the Chargers. Even though he hasn't scored a whole lot in the second half, he has defended Ellison admirably, giving up 9 inches on the low block, and he's keeping them from getting it down low most possessions.
And again, the way that Crandall is going to beat Mount A, at least physically, is to out-muscle them, and they're not backing down.
It's crunch time.
5:08 left here in the fourth quarter as we hit the stretch. 75-75. The winner of this game will play St. Thomas tomorrow. I believe game time will be 5 p.m.
You are correct. Man, oh man. Tie game, 5 minutes left. This is basketball in March, folks.
We are into March Madness officially here in Charlottetown. Hawks now, he's come alive in this fourth quarter. Keegan Gray, veteran player, creates some space around Isaiah. Doesn't get the shot to go. Good battle for the rebound, and Ellison did have last touch, it looked like, from our vantage point. So Crandall will keep possession with 14 on the clock. Hoffer gets it to Cooper. Cooper over to Hawks. Daniel Hawks finally cools off a little with that three-point shot. Here's Keegan Gray now. Cooper calling for it. Switches direction. Nice crossover on Monroe. What a drive by Tyree Cooper.
And he is hype. Look at
He's
the flex.
got 10 points in the game. 4 fouls as well.
Ooh.
Careful on the reach there, but Surer steps
risky.
around. Risky play by Cooper. Doesn't pan out. Rowan with a turnover. And great job there by Keegan Gray. Again, veteran player, lots of experience. Planting his feet and taking that charge from Keith Rowan.
And there might have been a slight embellishment, but there's a pretty big hit taken there. You could see the shoulder get lowered right in front of the official. It's a pretty easy one to call. As long as those feet are outside the half circle, you're good.
Definitely contact made, and maybe that veteran presence of Gray, like you said, selling it just enough. Ellison jumps that pass intended for Hoffer. He's in on Cooper. I think he realized it at the last second. Good take there by Ellison.
Great presence of mind from Ellison. Knows Cooper is not going to take his 5th foul. Right to the hoop.
Mount A now with a 2-point lead. Cooper watched by Rowan looking for the screen. Hoffer drifts back from beyond 3 and just short for Mark Hoffer. 3.5 minutes left here as time is flying by here in the fourth quarter.
That's a good shot, though, from Hoffer. You're going to have to keep shooting.
And again, he's got 5 3-pointers in the game, so you might as well. Daniel Hawks, strong defensive rebound there. Gets it up ahead to Gray.
Numbers if they want it.
Gets it over to Cooper.
There's
Cooper
his
leaves
spot.
it for Hawks.
That's his
Daniel
spot.
Hawks, unbelievable. Can you believe this guy? Gives Crandall the lead, under 3 minutes to go. Gaio Isaiah now, settling things down for the Mounties.
He's going to take another charge here. No, good spin move.
Great spin move by Isaiah to retake the lead as the team's just going blow for blow here in the fourth quarter.
This is a heavyweight battle, and we're into the deep water, late rounds. Who's going to land the last shot?
And Keegan Gray looked like he lost the handle on it, but Ellison punched it out. So Crandall will keep possession. 14 on the shot clock, 2.5 on the game clock. Cooper now. Up top for Gray from 3. Just a bit long, and Ellison, good strong rebound there. And Surer once again will try and settle things down for the Mounties. Sees a lane, takes it, can't get the layup. Hoffer battles for the rebound, and it's Gray who comes out with it.
4 on 2.
And they're going to call it travel on Ethan Culberson.
He must have dragged that back foot. I thought he had a good Euro step there. Bit off balance on the shot attempt.
So it stays a 1-point game. 2:07 left here in the fourth quarter. Wondering if we're at the point where we should start saying in regulation now. Isaiah.
Two-three zone from Crandall.
Monroe battling Hawks. Shot clock winding down. Monroe takes the shot. Woo! Big 2-point shot there from Jonas Monroe. And inside 2 minutes now, the Mounties lead by 3. Not sure what the mix-up is. Not a timeout.
So the clock stops after a made basket in the last 2 minutes, and if there's a sub at the table, they take that time to let the sub in with the clock stopped.
Thanks for clearing that up for us, Brett. Devon Glenn now. He's been quiet for much of this game. But on the court at an important time now, down 3 as we hit the 90-second mark left in the fourth quarter. Cooper from the free throw line, no good. Hoffer couldn't get to the rebound, and it's Monroe up ahead for Allison. He'll kick it back up to Rowan. Steve Chapman shouting instructions to calm things down.
Really good choice from Ellison not to force the issue there. Bring it back out, use some clock.
Great pass by Sir, and a huge bucket for Tim Ellison. And he will go to the line for one more to try and extend the lead. 1:11 left.
I think he caught one below the belt as well, but he delivered an elbow straight to the face of the defender. What a tough hoop.
But what a pass by Eddie Surer. We've talked about a lot of his scoring today, but that pass set up and catalyzed the whole event. Allison can make it a 6-point game here. Can't get the roll, but a big rebound by Jonas Monroe, who can't get the follow-up. Great battle by Hoffer and Surer. Jump ball will go to Crandall.
Holy cow, we're coming down to the wire.
67 seconds left. 5-point Mount A lead. Lots of shooters on the court for Crandall.
Don't need to go for a three here, just get a good look.
Glenn now. Hawks running through. Cooper back to Glenn. Long range three. Devon Glenn, no good. And Surer with a good rebound there.
Don't panic. Just get a stop if you're Crandall. No need to foul.
Surer now. Cross half court. Double team there, and they are going to get a foul.
Little bit too aggressive.
Crandall's fourth foul of the quarter, so the next one will give Mount A the bonus.
Honestly, that's not terrible. You want to be in bonus position playing from behind. And we're approaching that time where there's going to be a foul every time Mount A catches the ball. Force him to hit free throws, slow this game down.
And how big will that hoop and harm by Tim Ellison a few moments ago loom in this game? 41.6 left. Monroe now. Watched by Glenn. Gets it over to Surer. 10 on the shot clock. Monroe steps back for three.
Oh!
Jonas Monroe!
Dagger!
Maybe with the icing on the cake for the Mounties.
What a big-time shot. Steps back. Drills the three with 1 foot in the parking lot.
And Monroe has 15 points in the second half alone after a quiet first half. That shot might have been the final nail in Crandall's coffin.
Looking down into the Crandall huddle, things, not super bright right now. There's a little bit of doubt creeping into the Chargers' minds, judging from the body language.
And with 31 seconds left on the clock is now officially an enemy of the Chargers as well, down 8.
They're going to have to hit a few threes, and they're going to have to rely on Mount A to miss some free throws.
If If there's one team in this league who has the depth to hit threes from anywhere, I like Crandall's chances. You mentioned it's a subdued Crandall bench. It's an animated Mount A sideline right now as head coach Steve Chapman breaks the huddle.
Both these teams, regardless of how it finishes, they're going to have to hit the showers and then somehow figure out a way to collect yourselves to go to a banquet.
And then play first-ranked St. Thomas tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, whirlwind of a day coming up for whoever wins this game, looking like Mount A.
Inside 30 seconds now. Hawks, he's been hot from beyond the arc, puts up another shot. That one well short as he was about 4 feet past the three-point arc there. 21 seconds left.
Ellison was talking a bit of trash there, saying good shot. Maybe next time, pal.
Credit to the Mount A women's team, too. They've been making noise all game long, supporting on their Mount A teammates.
Uh-oh.
And, yeah, that didn't look like it hit anyone on the way inbounds.
They're going to say it's Crandall ball.
It is. I do think it should be, as it looked like that bounce pass from Monroe just went clean out of bounds.
So hold everything. It's going to take a lot.
20 seconds, so not impossible. But Crandall needs, you have to think, a three-point shot here on this possession.
Yep. A quick one, too. No more than 5 seconds can come off this clock.
Lots of movement and physical battles going on in the paint right now. Daniel Hawks at the center of it all.
Got to put it
He'll
up.
get the ball, puts up a three. That one no good, and Monroe back the other way.
That's the game, folks.
And getting instructions from his sideline, no shot. He will draw the foul from Gauthier, and that will put him to the line for two. And with 9.8 seconds left, you have to think this one just about over. Monroe to the line for two, but Brett, you got to credit Crandall. Down 14 at one point in the third quarter. Battle all the way back, and what a finish we've had here.
Yeah, this 4-5 quarterfinal did not disappoint. Big time matchup. They split the regular season. 1 win, 1 loss apiece. Mount A wins the season series here when it counts the most.
Monroe misses the second shot. I think they're going to call him for a foul line violation. So it's a 9-point game. 9 seconds left. Crandall using a timeout here.
Do you know of any 9-point plays they can draw up in this timeout?
I'm racking my brain. They need a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and a rouge to tie it.
Well, you can't take them with you. Might as well use these timeouts. Try to draw something up. Crazier things have happened.
Crazy things have happened. 9.8 seconds left. Quick reminder, we'll be on the air all afternoon tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock with the women's semifinals. Men's semifinals scheduled to start at 5, looking like it will be Mount Allison facing off against St. Thomas, Holland College and Mount St. Vincent following that one at 7.
And as a basketball fan, I'm pretty happy about those two matchups. There's some dogs on all 4 of those teams, and it's going to be really exciting to see who can battle it out, come out on top.
Worth noting, too, Mount A didn't get off to a great start this season, but seems to be they're peaking at the right time, and maybe they'll carry some momentum and some emotion from this game into tomorrow.
Yep, anything can happen once you get to the dance. You just got to get in, then survive and advance.
And the Mounties are 9.4 seconds away from doing just that this evening. Glenn to inbound. Hoffer now with it. Using too much time here, you got to think, but Glenn will put up a three. And they're going to say that he stepped out of bounds, so with 5.1 seconds left, Again, Steve Chapman, you might as well take the timeout. Get the ball closer to half court.
Crandall players taking exception to that timeout. Reading the lips of Sasha Gauthier saying that's not cool, man, but in less savory language. Looking down at Gauthier's knee brace, too. He is bleeding through the sleeve on his leg. Something's rubbing down there. Playing through it, though.
Gauthier, not the only Crandall Charger to tough through something tonight, as a couple of Chargers players were slow to get up throughout this game, but they've certainly toughed through a tough physical battle against a much bigger Mount A team. So all the credit to Crandall for certainly playing to the best of their abilities in this game.
Yep. And if you're St. Thomas, you're absolutely loving this slugfest, and you're going to get to pick the bones tomorrow.
Again, that game's scheduled to start just under 22 hours from now. So St. Thomas coming in with lots of rest, having the number 1 seed in the bye in this first round.
Mount A's starters coming off with a bit of a chance to take in what they've accomplished here. First round victory. Ellison and Monroe, a well-deserved break. 5 seconds, whatever.
Sir now in for Ferguson, and that's going to be an intentional foul there on Hoffer.
Really aggressive hug.
A little early to the pregame or the postgame handshakes there was Hoffer. And as Rashawn Ferguson goes to the line, reminder we'll have some player of the game recognition coming up at the end of this one as Ferguson makes it a double-digit game. I think the game itself has been closer than double digits. Certainly felt that way. And Ferguson, on what could very well be the final shot attempt of the game, makes good on it.
I didn't hear him call bank.
Gauthier for 3,
Heads
no
up.
good. 1.1 on the clock, and you got to think they'll just inbound.
Timeout, either team? No.
No, they'll just run the rest of the clock out. So Mount A advances to the semifinal with a 91-80 win over Crandall. Great game, physical, emotional game here, back and forth. That's it from Ray and Brett up here in the booth. Stay tuned for the player of the game announcements, one from either team. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock for the start of the women's semifinals.
Presented by Courtside Sneakers. Our presenter today is distinguished guest Jacques Bellevler, Director of Athletics for Mount Allison, and next week's host of the CCAA Men's Basketball Nationals. Player of the game for the Crandall University Chargers, number 7, Daniel Hawks. Player of the game for the Mount Allison Mounties, number 1, Eddie Sir. Ladies and gentlemen, your players of the game presented by Courtside Sneakers. Round of applause for all these athletes for a fantastic, entertaining match today.